Hi, this is Zoe, and I'd just like to record my thoughts about perspectives. And I think nowadays, people are very concerned about being politically correct, and this is especially so when you think about how Merry Christmas has evolved to Happy Holidays, and people are so concerned about being offended or um, are concerned about people imposing their values on them and being perceived that way. So just today I was reading my Facebook feed, and there was this lady who got offended when a man said hello to her. She thought it was an attractive man said hello to her, right? And she uh a stranger, so she thought that, hey, you're sexually harassing me, and I was like, what? um so I think in this time we are so easily offended by so many things. We are, we want to be so politically correct, and being offended when other people seem not to take account about our emotions or our holidays or our religious freedom. And I think this is a reflection on how polarized we have become. And I was just thinking about, because today's Christmas, and I was just thinking about how people are so concerned about saying happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas. And so I tried to put myself in the other situation. um, this whole issue about happy holidays, I think, didn't come out until the last few years. um, so being in multiracial, multi-religious, multi-ethnic Singapore, right? I try to put myself in the other other foot, taking what's the saying? Wear another man's shoes, right? So I was thinking, if someone or Indian were to wish me happy Deepavali, would I be offended? Or happy Muhammad's Day, would I be offended? And I don't think I would be. I mean, why would I be offended, right? You're just wishing me something that is based on your religion, and you're being inclusive. It's a holiday anyway. So I think this idea about this feelings being hurt and all that is really more about a person's character and personality. If a person is easily offended, I just take it to mean, wow, your ego very big, or why would you be offended? There are bigger things to be offended about, right? Even the whole this idea of this sexual harassment, like this extreme example where I said this lady was, offended when a attractive man said hello to her. It is about the personality, right? So where do we draw the line? I think instead of it is in how we view things. Instead of viewing it as being we call it polarization, means you are different from me, and this is how we are different. We are different in terms of race, religion, and all that. And so in that way, we have to treat each other differently. We have to be ultra sensitive to one another's feelings. And I do agree to a certain extent that that is true. But no matter what happens, the ultra sensitive people will always find fault, because that is how they view things. That is how they see things. And so even a very innocuous remark uh, would become politically incorrect. And so this extreme political correctness, I feel, is to cater to the very sensitive people. Now, that is not to say that we should not be sensitive, but I think we should, maybe if we can just work on ourselves and change our perspective. And there's this idea called the non-dualistic way of looking at things. Instead of non-dual means dual means two, right? Non-dual means not two, but just one. So instead of looking at the differences, we look at how we are common. So for example, right? If let's say, I'm a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, right? So we look at the things that are common to us, common in our faith, which is about compassion, religion, understanding, forgiveness, mercy, right? And so we look at it that way. So when a Hindu wishes me happy Deepavali, I'll say, oh yes, that's a way I can reflect. Deepavali is the festival of lights, and to me, what does light represent, right? To them, light represents hope, the triumph of good over evil. And so in that context, in my Christian religion, I will just take the parts that refer to me good triumphs over evil, Jesus is light of the world. So I take it in that sense, and I don't say, oh, you're trying to impose your gods onto me, and all that. That is not the way it should be, right? So I think many a times this whole idea about political correctness is taken too far, because there's no way you can accommodate for the whole spectrum of human nature. Sensitive people are still going to be sensitive. The only way we can actually do is to work on ourselves, right? And we can be sensitive to other people's feelings, but I think if people are determined to be offended, right? There is no way we can do that, and we shouldn't be judge and jury and say, hey, you're being politically incorrect. Uh, yeah, I feel that things are just taken to the extreme, that we can't even say Merry Christmas. We have to say Happy Holidays. And I think I'm not sure whether it's a reflection of the changing cultural values, or it's just an internet thing. Because I think there are so many noise, so much noise on the internet, and I just think that the internet just reflects a minority of people, and it brings out the unreasonableness, the craziness of humankind behind the safety of the keyboard. So that's my 2 cents worth for today. Just to summarize, right? We should just look at how we view things, right? And we should view things in a non-dualistic way, to be as inclusive as possible, to look at the commonalities as much as possible, and and not to polarize people by race, language, or religion. So yeah, so I think in that way, we can be a more compassionate society. And so, yeah, this is my sharing for today. I would really love to hear comments. Please comment below. If you feel the content useful, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.